This is KGW News at noon.
And first here at noon, we are learning more about Portland's planned zero-emission delivery zone. Hey there, I'm Ashley Korsland. Thanks for joining us for the news at noon. The goal with this plan is to reduce pollution, according to officials. The city released this map. Take a look. It shows the area that's impacted here. It covers a 16-block zone in downtown Portland, and only zero-emission delivery vehicles will be allowed here. That means it's off limits to traditional gas-powered delivery vehicles. The zone spans from Southwest Nadeau Parkway to 5th Avenue in one direction, then goes as far as Jefferson to Taylor in the other. The area includes the Portland Building, Federal Building, and County Courthouse. Now again, the restriction only applies to delivery vehicles. Violators would get a parking ticket. Portland is getting about $2 million from the federal government to pay for this project. Some specifics, though, are still being worked out. Well, now to the early results from Clark County's special election. On the ballot, replacement levies for the Washougal and Woodland school districts. Let's start with Washougal. So far, voters are saying yes to the capital improvement levy. This looks like it's ahead by just about 58%. The district says this money will help fund health and safety improvements. Now, a second levy in Washougal is also passing right now. This one would pay for library jobs, athletics, and custodians. Let's check in on Woodland. The school district there says the replacement levy would prevent $3 million in cuts. So far, this one is passing with about 52% of the vote. Keep in mind, though, these are all unofficial early results. We will keep you updated both on the air and online. Washington's governor signed a bill yesterday banning the sale of guns it defines as assault weapons. The bill took effect immediately, and within hours, opponents sued the state in federal court. Alma McCarty has reaction, plus a local connection to the lawsuit.
With the stroke of a pen Tuesday morning, House Bill 1240 became law, and Washington state became the 10th in the nation to ban the sale of certain semi-automatic rifles.
This bill prohibits the sale, import, distribution, or manufacture of any military-style assault weapon in the state of Washington starting today. I'm happy to say that, today.
Though opponents took immediate action, with gun advocacy group the Second Amendment Foundation based in Bellevue, suing the state in federal court. Attorney General Bob Ferguson says his office is ready for the challenge.
We're confident. We haven't lost a case yet against the NRA or the Second Amendment Foundation. They challenged common sense gun reform in the state. My legal team is better than their legal team, and I'm confident we'll win again. Sporting
Systems, a Vancouver gun store which declined to comment, is named as one of the plaintiffs. According to court documents, the dealer specializes in high-end rifles, pistols, and shotguns, and says the ban, quote, substantially constricted its market and harmed its business.
I really think Inslee is foolish for putting this, ban on semi-automatics.
Will Ward is a gun owner who lives in Vancouver.
You can't take away my right to own a gun. The government doesn't have the authority to do that.
Though the legislation does not ban possession, but rather the sale and transfer of assault weapons, with exceptions for law enforcement and the military. While supporters of the gun control bill who've worked for years to get it signed into law call it life-saving and common sense.
We knew that things needed to change.
These weapons of war, of assault weapons, have no reason other than mass murder.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Well, at 12:04 on a Wednesday afternoon, let's check in with Rod. And beautiful weather, Rod. You also have a great sunrise time lapse, I hear.
Yeah, just enough high clouds in the sky this morning to add a little color. Our Chris McGinnis putting this together from the Stoller Family Vineyards Estate camera in Dayton. Sun popping up shortly after 6 o'clock this morning. Lowest temperatures did generally hold at 40 or slightly better this morning. Which reminds me to tell you that in terms of freezing temperatures, if you look at the extended forecast over the next couple weeks, which would get us nearly into mid-May, it looks like that train has left the station, as they say, in terms of the threat of freezing temperatures being over. We are beautifully sunny in Cannon Beach. This is our live camera behind me, the blue waters of the Pacific. 53 degrees, had some 60s along the coast yesterday, will again today, and it's just as clear up at Timberline. And temperatures about the same along the beach as it is up at 6,000 feet. 51 degrees right now up at the lodge. Here's downtown Portland, gorgeous sunshine. We thought we'd be low 60s at noon, and there we are, 62. So the table is set to warm up at least 10 degrees this afternoon, and probably more than that. Remember, this will become the first day that temperatures this year get up into the 70s here in Portland, Salem, and Vancouver. Forecasting 75 at 4 p.m., still near 70 at 8 o'clock for a comfortable evening. Warmest weather yet to come on my 7-day forecast. That'll be up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Rod. Thanks. Today, TriMet began considering a proposed hike in fares. A meeting began just after 9 this morning, and TriMet's board of directors spent most of the time initially hearing from the public. Ordinance 374 would increase adult single ride ticket costs by 30 cents. It would also increase honored citizen and youth single ride fares by 15 cents. Adult day passes would go up 60 cents, and honored citizen and youth day passes would increase by 30 cents. During today's meeting, people mostly testified against the rate hike. Some even called for fare decreases and overall improvements in the TriMet system.
En vez de aumentar, tendríamos que mejorar el servicio de las infraestructuras.
Instead of raising the rate, the payment for our fare, we need to have improvements in the structure, the infrastructure of the transportation system.
Suffering does not take a vacation, and with the continued issue with climate change, inflation, and all of the other issues in our community, we deserve better transit.
The current proposal calls for no changes to monthly and annual fares. The board will vote on this ordinance on May 24th. Well, after being canceled in January, the Oregon Brewers Festival is back on. Organizers announced today that they're partnering with the Rose Festival to keep the event going. This year's fest will happen at Tom McCall Waterfront Park, June 2nd through June 4th. Brewers Fest will be the featured event during City Fair's second week, so admission will be included with a City Fair ticket. Now, even though it's a team effort this time around, there will still be 2023 Brewfest mugs for sale and, of course, plenty of beer on tap.